tuning in to another episode of the Seneca Scout. I'm Lexi Ogletree.
And I'm Jake Manson. It is Thursday, March 17th. March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is a religious celebration that takes place every 17th of March. This is the day in which St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland, died. This is a holiday that began being practiced by Christians in the 17th century and continues to be recognized today, especially amongst Irish diaspora.
Tonight we will discuss everything about how local Ukrainians are raising money to support the unfolding conflict in Ukraine, March Madness, Tom Brady's unretirement, and the Scholastic Art Awards.
Firstly, let's talk about Ukraine. On a local level, students with Ukrainian backgrounds worked within the RGMS together last week to create a fundraiser in order to aid in relief and help towards Ukraine. These students were selling ribbons, flags, and bracelets of the Ukrainian flag colors during all lunch periods in order to donate to their funds to UNICEF. To get a little bit more information on the matter, we interviewed and oversaw the students as they worked during their sale.
I'm Daniela Turpak, and my mom grew up in Ukraine from when she was 8 through college and work. And my sister was born there, and my mom has all of her friends there. And then she moved to America with my dad, and I was born. And so now we're trying to get our friends across the border, but the men can't leave, they have to stay and fight. So it's kind of difficult.
I was born in Donetsk, that is eastern Ukraine, and I was born there, and I had to move there because of the war when I was 4 years old.
On my mother's side, she is from Ukraine, and in Ukraine I have grandparents, an uncle, and at least 3 cousins and his friends.
My name's Mr. Babusi. I'm the principal of Ryan Glory Middle School.
Mr. Babusi,
We do.
Mr. Babusi, how about that? We take a ticket and write 5 on it, and then we just put it in. How about we take a ticket?
About 2 weeks ago, I was approached by a student here with ties to Ukraine. We started talking about ways that we could support the people of Ukraine, including her family, who is still there, parts of her family who are still there. Through our conversation, we identified 3 other students with direct ties to the Ukraine, contacted them. Quickly, they put together a plan. They did all of this themselves. They put together a plan to craft pins and bracelets and do a fundraiser. They vetted different charity organizations and chose UNICEF as the organization that we're ultimately going to donate to.
We just really want to help out and see everything that we can do because it's a tough situation and it's really affecting a lot of us.
Started when Mr. Babusi actually asked me if I could join and help Ukraine, and I said, okay, I can help. I would love to help.
It's March, which means basketball. March Madness is 68 college basketball teams battling it out in a divided bracket into 4 sections to try to call themselves national champions. Millions of people across the world have a tradition to create a March Madness bracket for bragging rights, fun, and even money. Let's interview some people who have experience about creating their own brackets and why they do it for a passion.
You know, every year it's just been kind of a fun thing, a way to bond with friends and people you work with. Even if you don't have a lot of knowledge about teams, it's just something that anybody can do. There's a lot of guesswork involved anyway.
I just think it's fun. I mean, this is my favorite time of year, and I don't watch college basketball all year, but when it comes to the tournament, I love watching it. I fill one out because online, Yahoo does one that it's free, and the winner gets $25,000, so why not take a shot?
I do a March Madness bracket every year because of the excitement of the tournament. You never know what's going to happen, and it's a way to stay engaged in this tournament that goes, I think, 3 weekends long, and very rarely do I do as well as I think I'm going to do, but that's the excitement of it.
Well, I think early on in the bracket, you've got to try to pick some upsets. Hopefully, you get kind of lucky with those picks. But I think as the sessions go on, you know, the better teams tend to rise to the top, so the higher seeded teams tend to do better.
Well, I do have some biases when it comes to who I pick. I watch mostly Big Ten basketball, so I do like to pick a lot of Big Ten teams to win. However, they haven't fared so well when it gets into the Sweet 16 and better, so I got to really fight against some of my thinking on that. I don't know if I'm going to take Iowa. I don't know how far I'm going to take Iowa, although I really like them today. Well, I got a couple of selections there, and I can't spill all the beans right now, but I like Duke in a Cinderella story. They haven't played well in the NCAA, in the ACC tournament. Didn't play extremely well, didn't play well in their last game, but this could be all fitting that they end up taking the whole shebang this year for Coach K's last year. Don't know if they have the talent to do it, but we'll see.
This year, I picked Gonzaga.
I also like Kansas. Can't go against Bill Self. The guy's a winner. Kansas is a winner. It's a good team, solid lineup.
I have Gonzaga. I know they are good, and you can see my bracket right here, and it is written in pen, not pencil. It's written in pen, so there's no erasing. So I have Gonzaga winning.
And you know that Iowa team just it's always in the background of the conversation. They could hit a hot run. You never know. But like I said earlier, the Big Ten, it's been a while since they've won a national championship. So got to be careful where you put your money.
Just to let you know how extremely rare it is to get a perfect bracket, the odds of you getting it 100% correct is 1 to 9.2 quintillion.
Also in sports, last weekend, the widely considered greatest football player of all time ended his extremely short retirement. 44 days ago, Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady took to social media writing, quote, "I'm not going to make the competitive commitment anymore. I have loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention." Although people were skeptical early on about the, quote, retirement, in his first few weeks off, Tom was never seen going on any of the usual retirement vacations or even having a retirement press conference. Just 40 days after the initial retirement, Brady went to Instagram revealing his love of the game was too strong to keep him off the field. Tom already has the best resume of any NFL player with 7 Super Bowl wins, 3 NFL MVPs, and 15 selections to the Pro Bowl. So we aren't quite sure what kind of unfinished business he has, but it should be an exciting farewell tour for the GOAT.
Moving away from sports, the Seneca Valley Senior High School has chosen to host the Scholastic Art Awards this year, which includes school districts in Allegheny, Beaver, and Butler counties. Beginning in 1923, teens participate by sharing their own creative art styles and submitting them into a contest. Seneca Valley is hosting this year because the art directors in the school are also the coordinators of the Scholastic competition. One of the coordinators, pottery teacher Megan Bonastali, stated that it is a chance for students who are interested in art to see what's out there. She includes that this special program gave her a lot of confidence in her art when she was in school, and she probably wouldn't have become a pottery teacher if it wasn't for the Scholastic Art Awards. Ms. Bonastali mentions that she would do it every year for every one of her students to get the chance of entering their art into the awards. She states, quote, "is an opportunity for our students to get a better understanding of the art world and their own skills, because if we don't do it, no one does," end quote.
Lastly tonight, an incredible honor for one of the SV's teams. The Seneca Valley Academic Decathlon team took first place last weekend at the state competition in Philadelphia. The United States Academic Decathlon is a 10-event scholastic competition for teams of high school students. Each high school enters a team of 9 students with various GPA levels to compete in events focused on a yearly theme. The theme for the 2021 and 2022 Academic Decathlon is water, a most essential resource. We spoke with Shivani Umesh and Ryan Ghaffar to learn about the recent victory in Philadelphia and their road to the national championship.
My name is Ryan Ghaffar, and I'm currently a senior at Seneca in Academic Decathlon.
My name is Shivani Umesh.
They'll have our scores are reported back to us, and they do announcements for award ceremony. So that the top 3 of every single test, first, second, third place, all gets gold, silver, bronze medals. And then they do the team event for us, where they tell us we got the first overall place in the state, and that was a legendary moment for us. Like, everyone just jumped up in the air. The amount of relief we had for entire years worth of studying, it was beyond incredible.
I mean, it felt amazing. After coming off a year virtually competing, we had to do stuff like speech and interview, which we haven't done in a while, so it felt like there was a lot of pressure, but I think we came off it well, especially with the help of our coach, Mr. Reichard. He pushed us through, and we got first place. So.
Oh, we crushed them. Honestly, is amazing.
Yeah, so Nationals is the end of April, and so in that, all 50 states compete, and 1 team per state competes, so it's only going to be 50 teams, and we're representing Pennsylvania.
Everything's going to be online this year, So that does take a little bit of the joy of an in-person trip out of it, but it does give us a little bit of time to stretch out how much we're studying. This year, because we're in the Division I for being the top team in the state, we're facing the best of every single team against the nation.
We will be sure to update you on the team's efforts at the time of the national competition next month.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight here at the Seneca Scout. Thank you once again for tuning into this week's episode.